Hi, welcome everybody. Let me first introduce you Nadine,
Hello.
who is part of our marketing team and is going to be also the co-pilot and navigating also the questions that you're sending in, which I'm sure you started to do. Welcome, my name is Alain. The idea is that actually I'm going to take you on a test drive here in Göteborg. We're in Sweden and quite a nice sunny day. The whole idea was born when we started, after we talked about the brand, what Lynk Co is doing in this world. We finally got our first cars and wanted to show them to our journalists and show off with them and let them drive. But basically we couldn't because of COVID. So then we said, let's start with digital test drives, carpool test drives, which sounded in the beginning a little bit crazy, but then actually worked quite well to at least give a glimpse of what the car is all about and show some of the features, which I will do also as well. So we thought, well, if we can do that with the press, why not do it with some of the customers or some of the people out there who are maybe interested in the brand or what we're doing. So the idea is I'm just going to go around here, have a short ride for 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And in the meanwhile, I'm going to answer as many questions as possible. Those that we can't answer, we'll try to submit later on the answers. And I'm sure I don't know everything, so there will be questions that I have no clue. And then I'll just say it and we'll get back to you later.
Yeah.
Everything here is, by the way, COVID compliant, even though we don't wear a mask, which is difficult for you to hear us. We all had our COVID tests in the last hours and days, so don't worry about that. And then I would say, I will just drive on and I'm looking forward to answer the questions that you are or have submitted. So I'm going to start driving here in beautiful Sweden, Göteborg.
It's really exciting. We have a question about the weather, which we can see through this nice panoramic sunroof that is included. And the weather is sort of April-esque, partly cloudy.
Yeah,
but nice skies.
It is actually, and I've been living in Sweden for quite some years. We don't get all these nice hot summers as some in your countries. I always say Swedish summers are short. Last year it happened on a Tuesday, which is maybe slightly exaggerated, but yeah, but now we're lucky. We're lucky, and you mentioned that we have this panoramic sunroof, which is covers the whole roof, which I'm very proud of, because it's even in dark countries like Sweden, it always feels bright.
Yeah, it's very nice. And Alain, what car are we driving right now?
Yeah, we're driving a Lynk Co, yes, but it's we're driving the 01, but in its PHEV version, so the plug-in hybrid. And actually, you know, we only have two colors, black and blue. This is the blue one, so it's the blue PHEV, and we're currently driving in hybrid mode, so it alternates between the small 3-cylinder 1.5 liter combustion engine and the battery, which actually has a range of 69 kilometers, which basically means that you drive most of the time on the battery if you live in or around a city.
Yeah. We have a question here from Belgium, Antwerp. Your
my
city of choice.
Hometown, yes.
Maybe. How is the car when you stand next to it? That's a good question.
Even more beautiful. No, I don't know what is meant by it, but it's let's say it's a family size SUV. That's maybe it's a compact size SUV. Let's face it, we've been very transparent about it. The car is based on the same technology as the XC40 and the same dimensions. It's got a little bit more space internally. It's, I think, 3 or 4 centimeters longer, but it's still, I would say, as we only have one car in our portfolio, and I want to keep it so simple, we wanted to have the good balance between small enough for a city and big enough for a small family. So I think that's what this car offers. And by the way, hi to Antwerp. I hope I can go back there very soon. I miss it.
Yeah, thank you for the question. We also have a question from Irving saying, there is a hybrid version and a plug-in hybrid version. Is it €500 for both types?
It is. It is. So the retail prices, the selling prices are different for the two cars and also in all the countries. But we've decided to fix the €500 across all countries, both for the HEV and the PHEV. The only exception is in Sweden, because we don't have euros, we have SEK, so where it is 5,500 SEK. In the other countries, it's €500 exactly, and indeed for both for both vehicles.
Yeah. It cannot get simpler than that, right?
No, yeah, exactly. And it's one of my hobby horses, having worked in the car industry for many, many years. I've never understood why it has to be so complicated. 15 colors, 6 wheel sizes, 4 powertrains or 5 in different interiors, beige leather, black leather, gray leather, and then 100 options. And it's so complicated. And we said, let's make it brutally simple. 2 powertrains, 2 colors. So you have 2 choices to make. But I think that means from a customer point of view, first, you never forget anything because it's all included, everything is in. But secondly, and also very importantly, if you sign your contract on a Monday, you can take your car home most probably latest by Wednesday, Thursday, depending on insurance, speed and registration.
Yeah, that's
So,
very good.
yeah.
And also, you don't have to be a car expert to know what you're getting or
No,
what you're
it's-
signing up for.
Yeah, exactly. And look, I'm spoiled. I don't order cars. You get your new company car, but people who order a car, it's complicated. And you say, should I order the Bluetooth or not, and the sunroof? And then afterwards you damn, I should have ordered the sunroof. And here, you can't forget anything because it's all in. So it makes it simple.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to try and pronounce this. Apologies if I don't get it right. But Vincenzo del Prete Ravenna is asking, when does the distribution start in Italy? I want this car now. Me too.
Yeah, and well, the simple answer is we start next week. The first cars will go out to first customers on the 26th of April. But that is just a handful, and then from then on we start delivering across Europe. So it's not that we start only in Sweden or Netherlands. We start across Europe, including in Italy. The situation we have today is that the demand is way beyond what we had expected, which is a luxury problem, but that means that we are going to communicate as much as possible with our people who have subscribed, and until now we have over 11,000 people who have signed up already, which is quite brutal.
Yeah.
Which
Thank
means
you.
we need much more production, which means some of the customers will have to wait a bit longer. But we have within our headquarters, we have a good team of people who contact the customers. So we will try to be as clean and as transparent as possible in terms of delivery. But indeed, some people who have already ordered will probably need to have a bit more patience in the beginning. So it's, but yeah, we start. The short answer is we start next week.
So soon.
Soon. Yeah.
All right. There is a question regarding electricity again. So is there a car that is also available in only electric form?
No, not yet. And we deliberately took the decision of going with hybrid technology first, despite the fact that, as you may have read in the press, the full electric technology exists, even within Lynk Co, but definitely within the group. I decided not to go that way because I believe that if you only have one car, it needs to be the car that really covers, is accessible to everybody, and we want to be hassle-free. I believe that today a pure electric car for too many users is not yet hassle-free, not because the technology is not good enough, because it is, but just because there are not enough charging stations yet in Europe. So for long distances, it is not yet a hassle-free experience. So we said, let's start with plug-in hybrid. As I said, with 70 kilometers range, most people will drive only electric. And once we see that the charging station infrastructure is sufficient in Europe, we will swap to a full electric technology. I'm pretty sure our next car will be full electric. Yeah.
So something to look forward to then. Let's see. A good question here is there a second key when your mobile is empty? Because we have the phoneless, keyless entry.
You get a key and a spare key, and then of course you can use your mobile phone as a key, which is also usable, which I'll explain maybe a bit later when you start sharing the car. But yes, there is a key, a spare key, and your phone.
Good. So bulletproof.
Yeah, I think so. So if you forget them all three, man.
Well, then you have other issues, maybe.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll not go into that. Is the car silent?
Yeah, and it's I must say, of course, such a test drive like we're doing now is a bit fake, because you see some of the, you can ask, I can explain some things, but it's the real stuff that matters.
Yeah.
And if you would ask me as a car, I wouldn't say expert, but still I've been 34 years in this industry, so I think I know something about cars. If there's one thing that stands out for me as a first experience, it's the total silence. We call that NVH in the car industry, noise, vibration and harshness, and I think I've always thought it's a quality thing. And the sound isolation, wind noise, engine noise it's remarkably low. So it's super quiet in the car, which, trust me, if you ever have the chance to drive the car, I hope soon, you will agree with me. Yeah.
Nice, very nice. And hopefully soon we will be out in Europe with tours and clubs,
Exactly, yeah.
where you can book a test drive.
Exactly.
But more info on that later.
Yeah.
Alain, again from Belgium, Antwerp. What is your favorite feature of the car?
My favorite feature is, I probably think, the sharing app in the car, the simplicity of it. And maybe just a little gimmicky one, but I like it, is that you can change the interior light, the how do you say it?
Mood lights.
The mood lights in any possible color.
Depending on mood.
Depending on mood, from white to blue to red to purple to green to yellow, anything is possible. So it's actually quite fun, and I'll show that later maybe as well.
You can have a little disco in
Yeah,
there.
but the sharing, I think the sharing app is quite cool.
Yeah, it is. We also know that a lot of people love their towing bars, and we are getting questions. Can you get a towing bar?
Yes, you can, and it's quite funny, because I've been living in Sweden now for some years, but I also lived in Amsterdam for 4 years, and Sweden and Netherlands are the biggest countries in the world, I think, actually, on tow bar demand. So of course we needed a tow bar. So even though I said before we have no options, actually that's not true. There is one option. You can choose for a tow bar. So also if you want to borrow a car in the sharing, you can also select for those cars that have a tow bar. So yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that pops up then when you see it in the app.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very nice. And please let us know what it is you're towing all the time. It would be cool. Share your pictures and tag us on social media.
Exactly.
Does the black car also have blue details, Sarah?
Yes, it does. It does. And maybe when you were back in the studio, there is a HEF black car there. So yes, the blue details on the wheels and in the roof is also on the black car. So on blue, it's blue on blue, and black is blue on black.
Yes.
But the blue is the same blue. The only difference that you will see on the HEF and the PHEF is that the PHEF has 20-inch wheels, big chunky wheels, and the HEF has 18-inch wheels in a slightly different design. I've always been in the car industry, and they called me previously a wheel fetishist with it. I think wheels can make a big difference to the looks of the car, and 18 still looks really good, but 20 is cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know. How are the seats though?
Yeah, the seats, and it's in two aspects we're proud of them. The first one is, I think the seating comfort is, I think, really, really good. I like the design, but I like the comfort. That's a matter, of course, of taste, but I think and we get that comment very often from also the journalists, the few ones that have driven a car. But the part that I'm maybe even more proud of is that we're, I think, the only car brand that doesn't offer leather seats. As you know, sustainability is for us not a buzzword, a marketing word, as it is for many other companies. For us, it's the soul of what we stand for. And we said we're not going to offer leather, so we have a fabric called Econil, which is made from recycled fishing nets, and trust me, it doesn't smell. It's very high quality. It's used in the fashion industry, some real premium brands, and it's really very good quality, and I think it looks good.
Yeah, and it's smooth. It's
nice,
I
think
comfortable.
so. Yeah.
You'll just take our word for it. And we have some greetings from the south of Italy, where Giuseppe is asking, is it possible to switch on remotely the cooler? I could start to cool the car from the beach, and I'm looking forward even more to get in it.
Yeah, we will have in the app, and the app will be upgraded as we move on, but you will have remote control of the heating. I have to check though, and I owe you the answer, if it's remote heating only or also remote cooling. I need to check that. So we'll have to get back to it. I know we have remote temperature control. I need to double check, and let's put it online afterwards if you can also do the remote air conditioning, the cooling, which I know in the south of Italy is a
quite important,
very welcome feature.
Yeah, which we will never use in Sweden.
No.
Ever.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Some more technical questions here are coming in, very interesting. Does the car have a lane keeping system?
It does, yeah. So we have, of course, the cruise control, but also the adaptive cruise control and the lane keeping, which is basically in a system that you have a sound, or if you go a step beyond, you have the feeling in the steering wheel. So yes, we have a lane warning detector.
Nice.
Yes.
Good.
Which is also standard. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And you can switch on and off in your menu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is there then also any parking assistance feature? John Luca wants to know.
Yeah, actually there is, and we made an announcement, I think just a couple of weeks ago, that we're gonna work together with a company, I think it's called Here, I should know it, but I think it is the company called Here, which is actually a parking app which allows you to look for parking, which for us was quite a big thing, as according to our statistics, 30% of city traffic is people looking for a parking spot. So we will have that feature, but we will also have the option of automatic parking. You have the camera, of course, which is I can show you afterwards. Also, is quite cool. But so maybe I can show that now. So if I go into reverse, then basically you see you get the full rear screen camera, which is so practical when you park the car. And so we have that, and we have also the automatic parking option available in this car.
Nice.
Which I have to admit I haven't tested yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I probably need it because I'm a really bad parker. So.
Ouch. Okay.
So we're driving into the studio. Not that you think that I got lost. So this is the studio where the whole infrastructure of this event has been for the last weeks. So I'm gonna just park the car here and then maybe also show some features.
Yes, and I think we are getting a lot of questions about the whole sharing concept that have been saved until this very moment.
Yeah.
So
then
let's go through it.
Let's go through it. So the sharing is actually, I think it's a bit our pride, because just before I start explaining how it works, we are based on a subscription, on a membership model, 500 euros per month, everything included, including insurance. But you can lower that cost as much as you want to by sharing the car. So we wanted sharing to be part of the vehicle, not an afterthought. It's part of the concept. And it's up to you. You decide, do I share the car or not? Or do you say, no, it's my car, I'm not going to share it with anybody. Your choice.
It's fine.
So basically, the sharing is very simple. You go on the main menu, so it's a very simple menu. You press car sharing, you see your car, it automatically says current location, but you can change the location if you're going to have it somewhere else available. You choose the time from, so it automatically says 4:20 as it is today, so you can say now, or you can say no in half an hour, or in an hour, or in 3 days, and then I make it sharing. From that moment you save it. And then you decide, do I share it for an hour, for a day, for a week, for a month? So you choose the time until when you want to make it shareable. Again, you say by hour per day, you save the time from to, and then you press share now. And now this car is going to be on your app when you have the Lynk Co app, which we will release probably next week. On that app, if you now go and look for a car, you will see my car in Göteborg, the address where I am now. You can see the price that I have asked for it for the sharing.
If that has a towing bar?
If it has a towing bar, if you want a towing bar.
Yeah.
And then basically, if you press I take it, we send you a code. With that code, you open the car and you drive the car. So you don't need to swap keys, etc. So it's as simple as that. It's we always said sharing our cars should be as easy as sharing a pizza. I don't think we went that far, but it's pretty close.
It's pretty close. I mean, yes. All right. Hopefully this answers a lot of the sharing questions, but if we have missed any, we'll let you know later on as well. Does the roof open all the way?
Yeah, and you probably wouldn't see that. I think we have good cameras, but we didn't have cameras pointing to the roof. Yeah. But it goes really very far. Yeah. I don't think it's the whole roof, but it's quite a big part of it.
Yeah. A really good question from Paolo just before we step outside to see the car from the outside is, will the car have some remote update?
Yes, it will. And I'm glad actually the question comes because we will have what is in the car industry called OTA, over the air, which means that you get upgrades, new apps, without going to a dealership or to a garage. It just comes online. So you switch on, update, and you get an update. Maybe before we step out, one small other little feature that I thought maybe you'd be interested in. You could say, well, it's a gimmick, but it's a nice gimmick. It's called the journey camera. So we have a camera in our car facing outside and inside. And we think a lot of our customers use social media. So you basically, instead of talking about it, show it. So you switch on the journey camera. And then you see you have a camera facing us. And when you're, for example, with your friends doing a city trip and you want to have a memory of the drive, you're singing, you can take a picture or film it with the music, everybody's singing, you record it. Or you're driving in the countryside, then it takes the picture and it films it. Yeah. Or you can go to the countryside and there's a bear passing the road or a deer. So you basically point the camera the other way around, take a picture of it, and you post it on Facebook or Instagram. A nice gimmick. Also, maybe a small thing, also one of my favorites, but you get so used to it. This is a chargeable mat. So you put your phone here and it charges. You don't need any cables anymore.
I love that. Finally, the future is here. Yeah. Thank you. All right.
So I'm going to put it in park, and then we step out and continue there.
All right. We are also getting a lot of questions now about what countries we're coming to, where we will be having clubs, etc. So what is the plan? Okay, so
we are now actively doing business in Belgium, Netherlands, Sweden, France, Italy, Germany, and Spain. But you can drive the car in every country, and you have the car serviced in every country in Europe. We have clubs in Amsterdam and in Göteborg here, but the next clubs will open in Antwerp, my hometown, in the summer, and in Berlin also in the summer, and still this year in Milano, Barcelona, and Paris. And then we will have pop-up stores, smaller stores in other cities, including in Hamburg, in Düsseldorf, in Rotterdam, in Brussels, in Rome, in Madrid, and other places. But
I'm very impressed that you memorized all of this, and you can always check online as well. We will be sure to tell you where we'll be.
Yeah, and I think it's quite interesting because there's quite some people who think they haven't opened a club yet, so they're not yet in Italy. Yeah. We are actually in Italy, and actually we have a lot of customers already in Italy waiting for their car, despite not having a club yet. So
and remote coolers for the car.
And remote coolers, hopefully. I'll get back to that. Yeah.
Very good. So we will be seeing you soon. And to answer a question as well about if there's a model available to see in Amsterdam. Yes, there is.
Yes.
In our club.
We are in Rockin 75 is the address. Yes. A cool club, I think, which has been closed, unfortunately, for COVID reasons, but opened again. And there we have a 01 in the club, but also 2 or 3 for test drives available. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. And we also promised to show you the blue details on the black car.
Sorry. And the black. Yeah. So this is the blue car. I guess you have noticed that with the 20-inch wheels, and this is the HEF in black with, as you see, also the blue inlays and the smaller wheels. Less sexy, still okay, but 18-inch wheels. So that's the rest of the car is exactly the same. The interior is the same. Everything is the same except the wheels, for the black and the blue. And so you can see the blue inlay, which is exactly the same as in the blue car.
Yeah. Very nice. And Alain, would you mind showing us the trunk?
The trunk, yeah, it's so it's quite a yeah. This trunk is full with
it's
equipment.
A server
It's
hotel.
yeah. This is not the equipment for the social camera, but it's for the other cameras that we're using today. It's quite big, and I unfortunately I think this one is a bit in the darkness.
Yeah.
But it's quite a big boot, and the rear seats are foldable, 60-40 as we call it, so in two pieces. So, but I would say it's quite a good big boot.
Oh yes, yes, absolutely. Very nice. What sound system does it have? Is it high quality?
Yeah, it's got a good. It's called Infinity. Infinity is one of the I would say Harman Kardon family premium brands. As you know, music is my hobby, it's my passion. The sound system is pretty damn good. Yeah, it's really good. But it's Infinity. Yeah.
So the sound system together with the mood lights is a party.
Yeah, no, it's a party. Yeah, and it's I didn't show the mood lights. We can do that. But it's quite cool, and the sound system is really good. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So we have a question as well, changing trails completely. Is it possible to lease the car with my business?
Yeah, it is, and we have actually just announced. In most of the countries, also our leasing offer and our longer-term membership option, and we actually believe that 30% of our business will be business to business, and actually already today we see a quite good flow because the concept is not only for companies to make a clear statement on sustainability, but we see that companies very often, depending of course on what type of company, companies with say 50 vice presidents or director level who have a company car, they all get their company car, and these cars are very often parked and standing still. And so basically we're saying, why don't you, instead of having 50 employees with 50 cars, why don't you have 50 employees with 30 cars, and then use the sharing app to share it amongst employees, because it's almost always enough cars available to be used amongst yours. So we think it's a very useful concept for businesses, probably specifically really for businesses.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually. That's smart. We also have a request if we can show the seats in the black car, and I think we can do
and
that.
it's the same. They're the same, but as here there's so many cables and cameras, might be a bit dark here.
But hopefully you can see.
If you, I'll just go in because I think. Shall I step in? Yeah, then you can see the leg space. I'm not that tall, but I'm 180, so I guess average. This car is complete. This seat is almost entirely to the back, and you see I have plenty of room with my knees, so I think the space is really good. Yeah, and here you have the lights in blue, which you can change, as I said, in any color. I always put it on blue because it matches the rest of the car, but it's this interior light that you can choose in any color.
Alain, would it be safe to say that blue is your favorite color?
Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah, blue and black. But
Noted.
In terms of the cars, interestingly enough, until now we have about 55% of our members or people who have signed up with a blue car. With a black car.
Yeah.
Which surprised me a little bit because my favorite is the blue.
Okay.
I am a black car person. I always drive black cars, but I drive a blue one now. It's my favorite color.
Okay. So go Team Blue. We're rooting for you.
Exactly.
It's fine. Let's step up here and talk some more about the sharing, because we are continuously getting more questions about this.
Yeah.
So, for example, do I have to pay to be able to download the app?
No. You can. It's free to download the app. We will also have a free membership where you can then download the app and use it to share other cars. We will not do that in the beginning because we don't want to overpromise and underdeliver, in the sense that you want to look for a car and you won't find cars yet, because in the first weeks in Europe there's only a few cars around. So it's almost like you order an Uber and there's no car around, you get disappointed. So we will only make that option available when there's enough cars in the European roads a bit later.
That sounds fair.
Yeah.
So when you do share your car, how do you get paid for that?
Yeah,
Great
so
question.
we have a payment system that allows you to pay online from user to borrower. So, and basically, I forgot to mention that, we chose for the option where you as owner or member decide the price, it's not us. So you set the price, and that price gets paid online with the system via your credit card to the borrower. So it's super easy. Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't ever have to then haggle with anyone
No,
or you
no,
know have
no.
awkward conversations. It's all handled.
It's an online payment system that is now everybody's so used to it by ordering on Amazon.com or God knows what. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, simple.
Yeah.
Will questions not answered during these sessions be answered on the websites?
Yes.
Good question.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, how many did you get? 6,423?
Yes.
So there's a lot of work to be done after it, but we got, I understand we have 1,300 people online now.
Yes.
So if each of you send 2 questions, there's some colleagues of you are going to be saying, God damn.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, but that's, we love this. It's great getting the questions and know what you guys want to know. So we'll do our best to get back to you as soon as possible with more answers. Where will the car be serviced when it's due?
Yeah, I didn't mention that either. We've signed a contract with all the Volvo dealers in Europe. So they will do the service, but I want to be clear on that. This is not like in a normal car where you say, oh, I need a winter service, I'm going to make an appointment, and then nobody likes that. So we basically said we have the technology to know, we know when your car needs new disc brakes or needs a service after to change oil, etc. And we contact you. And you get a message in your car needs servicing, we will contact you, when are you available? Then we pick up the car, bring it to a Volvo dealership and bring it back. If you in the meanwhile need another car, you're not sitting in the office until the end of the day, you say I need a car now, we either bring you a replacement car or we give you like an Uber voucher. So it's, but the service is done by the Volvo dealers, but normally no customers should ever see a Volvo dealer. Yeah.
Wow.
Not that that would be a problem, but that's the process.
Of course. But it's nice to know that you don't have to take time out of your busy day and deal with that stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
Really nice. There's a tip for you in here as well from Antonio. Alain, if you add
Wear
the top...
different shirts or...
No.
Okay.
Alain, add the top view camera on your parking skills won't be a problem anymore. The top view camera. And your parking skills won't be a problem anymore.
Exactly.
So that's good. We always welcome some good tips as well. So thank you, Antonio.
Good.
Can I save unused kilometers for the next month?
Yes, you can. Yeah. So we have a mileage limit, which is normal in our business of 15,000 kilometers per year, so 1,250 per month. If you overrun in one month, you can of course compensate in the following month. Vice versa, you can, if you do less in one month, you can. We calculate it over and we haven't set specific rules. If you're 4 months in a row over, you need to pay. We just contact you and say, look, is there interest for an additional mileage package, or you think you will both? So we have a good contact center in our office where we contact you. But yes, you can. So it's not 1,250 per month, it's an average.
Yeah, that makes sense. So a good relationship with you guys to make sure you have what you need. Also, will this video be posted online for review? Because not all I was able to see.
I don't know, I think so, yeah. Maybe not the entire thing, but yeah, we can do that. And
we will probably be able to solve that, and there will probably also be some sort of edited version. But awesome that you want to see the whole thing.
And cut all my wrong answers.
No,
okay.
We'll highlight them.
All right.
Very cool. I think, is there one more question here from Gianluca? Is there a rating system for borrowers?
Yes, there is. Yeah, and so we use actually the same again as Uber to make sure that there is a certain level of confidence, both for the borrower as the lender. Yes, it's very simple: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars.
Yeah, so you need to behave.
Yeah,
that's good. Awesome. we had a question earlier about the electric versions. Might be worth mentioning again. We have the HEV and the
PHEV.
PHEV.
Yeah. Plug-in hybrid and hybrid.
Yeah. And for people who are new to this whole car thing, what's the difference?
I always say it's a hybrid with a cable and without a cable, but that's brutally simplistic. The plug-in hybrid has a much bigger battery. You have to charge it with a cable, and therefore it has a much larger autonomy or range on the battery. So these cars drive about 69 kilometers to be precise on the battery. The other one has a much shorter range.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Nice, good to know. And with that, I would say, Alain, is there anything else you would like to add that we haven't really covered?
No, maybe the one thing we haven't covered is, we want to offer a great car, great mobility, sharing, features, but the fun of the brand is going to be in our clubs. And of course, now with COVID, we haven't had so much fun because everything was closed. But soon in our clubs, we're going to have 2 events per week. They're not at all dealerships, with all respect for dealers. They're like anti-car dealerships. So we hope that we can see some of you soon in one of our clubs, because they're quite cool places. I'm quite proud of them. And so that part we haven't covered because we're here.
Here we are.
Yeah.
But a really great opportunity
thank you. And thanks,
meet you guys.
Thanks for all the questions, and I'm sure there's many that we haven't answered, and we'll post as much of that online, but great. I hope this worked well. Thanks, Nadine, for filtering. I'm sure all the bad questions were left out, but but it was fun. It was fun, and let us know also via social media what you liked about this and what we should do different, because it's an experiment. We've never done that before. So, but thanks, thank you. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Ciao.